51-33 the final here today in Southeast Alabama as Campbellsville wins over Point at Valley, Alabama. Coach, this school's in Georgia, but you had to come to Alabama to get the win today. Congratulations.
Yeah, very proud of our guys. It was a hard-fought victory as we knew it would be. I felt like we completely dominated the game, but they stayed around. And the weather got us a little bit. The heat started breaking us down a little, and some injuries. But I thought our guys fought hard and found a way to get the win.
Well, Coach, you talked about this defense. You gave up 33 points today, some of that on special teams, but your defense came to play today. Yeah,
I thought so. The first half was really huge for us defensively. We had 9 straight plays of 3 and outs, but we gave them penalties, and too many people on field on a punt return. Then immediately a roughing the punter. So I was like, hey, we're getting shutouts. We're shutting them down, but we're not getting off the field. But, I think they had 125 yards the first half. 55 of those was on one big play right before halftime where we blew a coverage underneath. I thought defense played a steady game. And I know some people could look at the 33 points that we gave up, and, of course, one of them was a kick return and not think that. But they played on a short field with some kicks, and, I thought they made a couple of big plays. But overall, very pleased with our defense, and our defense actually kept us in the game early when our offense was getting on track.
This seemed like a game much like the Pikeville game. You dominated early, but didn't have a lot to show for it.
Well, that's what I was telling the coaches. I was like, this is just like Pikeville. We're dominating the game stat-wise and in every way. But the score was still really tight. But in those type of situations, at some point, hopefully, you're going to get a little breather in there and get a break that's going to separate it a little. I thought our kicking game was lackluster today. We was a little unorganized in our stuff. Our guys going in and out and just didn't take care of our business there. And that factored with the offense and the defense, but we'll fix that up this week.
Marcus McCants, 2 big interceptions. B.J. Pelt with a pick today. And that set up the 96-yard drive. That was quite a drive.
Yeah, it was huge. Those 2 guys played well for us, getting some picks for us. B.J. last week got a pick, and Marcus 2 today. And then offensively, we start getting some rhythm in that second half. 96-yard drive, going for it on 4th a few times and 3rd downs, and and just getting out there and playing. And that's our style of football. And when we play sound defense, then we can be really aggressive on offense and in the kicking game. And we feel like right now we're able to do that.
Well, I thought that the running game was a little challenging in the first half. You came back in the second half and kind of cracked that, I thought.
Yeah, there are some big boys up front. They're huge up the front, especially in the middle. And they have 2 really good linebackers, I think. So we knew it was going to be some work, but we thought if we kept chopping that wood, eventually we'll get a breakthrough and start wearing them down. So the plan was to come in and jet sweep them, screen them, throw the ball downfield some, try to wear those big guys down some inside, so in the 3rd and 4th quarter, we could run some power and some traps at them, and it proved to be beneficial for us.
Well, one of those sweeps, Keanu Young for 20 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it was huge. Great to see Keanu get in the end zone. And, it's great to see Jordan Brown get a couple of catches today. When you get all those guys catching the ball, then it's hard for a secondary to cover you. So, coaches have to guess what we can do, or they just have to be better than you. And, I think we can line up and play with most people. So we're 2-0. We're excited about being 2-0. It makes that long drive home a little shorter and a little sweeter. And, go back next week, heal up some, and get ready to be 3-0, hopefully.
You mentioned Jordan Brown. There's Jordan Duffs, Eric Willis, the Youngs, Keanu, and Kendon. Big days catching today, too.
Braden Russell had a few catches. It was a big day, I thought, offensively with those receivers and the running backs once again running it in there, and the receivers running the ball. I thought the receivers played a little sporadic at times on their assignments that some people wouldn't notice, but they hurt some of the plays. But they came up with some huge plays when we needed them.
Elmer Barron with a big sack, and LeCondre Vassar with a big play today on his first day back.
Yeah, it's great to have LeCondre back in there, and Jassery Caldwell, Jassery Caldwell, I think you saw him today come up with some big pressures. And, Elmer, it was about time he made some plays. We've been on Elmer for a while, and he came up with a couple of big, huge plays for us. Their quarterback, I thought, was really good, really talented. Even when he scrambled, he kept his head downfield, and he could make things happen. So we really tried to focus in on making him work, and I thought we was able to do that.
Well, help me with number 99's name, Caldwell. Let's try that again. Help me with that.
Yeah, it's Jassery.
Jassery, okay. All right.
We call him Pop.
Pop.
We call him Pop.
That's a lot easier for me. We're visiting with head coach Perry Thomas. Coach, 51-33 the win today. A lot of points. You held them at bay with 18 points, the difference 2 or 3 times there in the second half, and just wouldn't let them get any closer.
Yeah, I thought we stepped up and made some plays there at the end when we needed to on both sides of the ball. Once again, I thought kicking game just really let us down a little bit. But other than that, I thought offense got their rhythm eventually, especially in that fourth quarter. We got them tired. Defense, as dead as we were, they came up with some big plays in that last 4 or 5 minutes there to get them off the field. And, it's a hard-fought win, but, every week it's going to be hard, I think, in this league. Everybody in it is good. There is no break. If you have an ugly game, you still have to find a way to win because if not, you're going to get beat by these teams, and that includes us. Everybody is good, and that makes it exciting for the fans.
Well, we talk about that next step. Warner comes to town with the Royals next Saturday in a lunchtime game at Campbellsville.
Yeah, it's good to be getting back home, and hopefully the humidity is not going to be so bad there. And we're excited to get back home and have a noon game, noon kickoff, and against, once again, a very talented team. And we'll see similar stuff we saw the last 2 weeks with 2 quarterbacks that are capable to throw the ball, of throwing the ball, or running the ball, a big, strong offensive line, and very fast skill guys. So it's going to be another challenge. Hopefully we'll get some guys healthy this week that were injured a little bit in the second half today and be ready to get a win.
Well, Coach, enjoy your ride home and enjoy this win. We'll look to see you Saturday.
Thank you. It rides a little shorter at 2-0.
I think for all of us.
Yeah.
Head Coach Perry Thomas, Coach, thank you and congratulations. Campbellsville wins today over the Point Seahawks, Skyhawks here at Ram Stadium. Final score, Campbellsville 51-33.